That was Arrested Development, people every day. So yesterday, I was made aware of two sheriff's deputies that were shot at point blank range, right outside. They were sitting inside their cars. That is the area I grew up in, that my mother still lives in. I remember some very negative experiences I had with with the sheriff department as a child. But I will say this: I hope that those experiences that I had never make me blind to the suffering and pain of people. Those men, that young man and that young lady, have a family. And I hope that I never do what I've seen done on the other side. I hope that I never value a person's life based on where they fit in my political argument. I don't know why what happened to those deputies, but I know this: that whatever reason that person gives, when they're finally apprehended, and trust me, they most assuredly will be, whatever reason it is not reason enough to attempt to take people's lives. I don't believe that Kyle Rittenhouse had that right. I don't believe police officers had that right, and I most certainly don't believe civilians have that right. The difference is I will not try to justify somebody's actions based on my perspective. Now, I won't try to justify them because I'm angry or because they don't fit my political argument. If the president of the United States of America can weigh in so quickly when two police officers are shot, he can weigh in when what happened to Breonna Taylor. He can weigh in what just happened to Jacob. He can weigh in on George Floyd, and he can do it just as soon. The bottom line is these are lives, and as they are wont to say on the other side, all lives matter. Why is it the only lives you say anything about are the ones who politically fit your narrative? Why are those the only ones you make an argument for? On the other side, the last few weeks, I heard the president of the United States basically justify a vigilante coming and shooting to death two men. Nothing about them. Matter of fact, when Herman Cain passed, it was a quicker response to the sheriffs that had been shot than there was to Herman Cain. That's almost, and it is because it fits a narrative. You can't lead if the only things that matter to you are the things that fit your narrative. People are dying. People are having their lives taken away from them, and it depends. Their amount of sympathy and the amount of prayers depend on where they sit in your mind politically. Those two young sheriffs should not have been shot. Neither should Kyle Rittenhouse's victims. George Floyd shouldn't be dead. Breonna Taylor shouldn't be dead. Jacob shouldn't be laying in the hospital with 6 bullets in his back. You shouldn't just come say something about California when it suits your purposes. If you are a leader, things have to matter when they're not in part of your political narrative. I will say again something you very rarely hear. I will not equivocate. I will tell you that those two young police officers should not have been shot. And I hope that they quickly find the person that did it. Just like I hope the people that do the harm that they do on the streets, whether they wear a uniform or not, should be dealt with just as expeditious. If all lives matter, it cannot just be the ones you deem important because of what political affiliation they have, or who they voted for, or what uniform they wear. It is a problem when that becomes the fare of the day. You can only care about people who have something in common with you. The essence of humanity is to care about things and people just because. I will say again for edification, those two sheriffs should not have been shot. Whatever reason that they give for doing it, it will pale in significance. George Floyd should not be dead. Jacob should not be shot. Breonna Taylor should not be dead. Those lives all matter. For those people who say all lives matter, speak up when they're not people that you look like, or that you like, or that you vote with. That's a little note from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.